Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Planning has always been my way of working out problems and solving the day-to-day issues in my life. Join me as I experiment on how to best tackle projects, figure out how to stick with habit tracking, and celebrate the wins, both big and small. So grab a cup or a glass of whatevs and let's get on with the video. Hey planner friends. Okay, so the trouble with 2024. Where do I start? So this wasn't as bad of a year as past years have been. I feel like I'm growing and I'm getting better every year, just a little bit. So here's the thing. I ended up purchasing 2 planners. Is that true? Okay, 2 planners for 2024 originally. And it was this, which is a Nolte 6501. Oh, there's a pen in here. I was like, what's happening? And I loved this planner because I love the way the monthly looks. It is so clean and gorgeous. It warms my whole soul. Now pull it up so you can see it. It is just the most beautiful, elegant, clean planner that you can just make and customize to be your own. And it has a little grid so that you write things straight, and it just makes me so happy. However, this planner also has these weekly pages in which I fell off with and could not keep up with because I'm not a fan and I just don't plan this way and I don't want to. And I don't know, sometimes I get FOMO for my Jibun Techo by Kokyo that I loved that has the same weekly, but this one is cleaner, which I thought I would like more, but I don't. And that's okay, that happens, and you live, you learn. So I ended up using only the monthly in here for the most part, and I'll just flash this because who knows what it says, but the weeklies I just tend to use as wild scribbles. It's just open right next to my writing desk, and I just scribble wild things. I don't know, instead of using a bunch of sticky notes, which is fine, but not how it's meant to be used. This also looks really weird because I ended up cutting the back of this to be a little bit, I don't know how much I cut off. I don't know how much I cut off. I cut off the side and then the bottom so that it could fit into a traveler's notebook. Not this one, but my Moiterm one. And it fit well in there for a while, but I didn't use it for very long. So I put the cover back on because I just wanted to carry this. And I just ended up not using the weeklies. And it is what it is. But I just wish they would make an insert of just this monthly because it is perfection. I'm just not going to use it, or just have grid pages after the monthly. That would be beautiful. They do have other sizes and other layouts. I'm just not a fan. This is the one I wanted. And it didn't work out, so we will not be repurchasing this for 2024. Then I also bought, which you really didn't see a lot for my writing journal, these inserts by Traveler's Company. And so this is the one that has 2 books, like a VEC version. So you get 6 months in one and 6 months in the other. This is the second book, because we are at the tail end of 2024 in case you're watching this in the future. And so this ends for January 5th because part of 2024 lines up with 2025 in the same week. And so I repurchased this for 2025 because this worked out really, really well. It was simple. I know I didn't show it, but I used it a lot and I loved it. I can also pair it with an insert, just like this one is a lined one. And that works really well for me. So that is a repurchase. Now this one was, okay, my niece Haley bought this and she wanted to try the new Hun and she thought, okay, this is great. Hardcover. She hated it. She wanted a soft cover. And she asked me if I wanted to buy this from her because she was like, no, I need my soft cover. So I was like, yes, because this was exactly the cover I wanted if I was going to get one. I didn't really use this at all. Yeah, this is beautiful paper, Tomoe River paper. It's same shit, different cover, basically. And I just didn't use it and I was really sad. Now you can use this as a notebook and you can come up here to the top and use this as a page number for the front. So you can find, where this day is over here and then just write down, you know, whatever the title is for this spread. You could just say, oh, here's where I decided to plan my monthly bills out, and then you can just write that. So if you needed to refer to that again, you know where it is, and you can use this as an index, and that's pretty awesome. So this was daily pages. I'm not a daily page person. I know that. You know that. You've been watching my channel. You're probably screaming it. But I always have a hankering to try it out. I always do, and I always fail. And it is what it is. Maybe one day. It's just one of those things. Here's how the weeklies look. And of course, again, this is that vertical, which I'm not too much of a fan of right now. There are different ways to use this, and it's just not for me. And I had 2 of them, and they're both beautiful and clean. It's just not who I am as a planner. And the fact that I had 2 of these guys and still didn't use it really confirmed that. Just super confirmed it. So it is what it is. And then of course you have these gorgeous monthlies that I love. But as much as the cover was beautiful, I don't think it has anything to do with the cover being hard or not hard. I just didn't care. Didn't care to use it. And again, you have Saturdays in gray and Sundays and holidays in red. Just didn't use it, and that's really sad panda. Still beautiful paper. I can still use it for the same way I used this guy as chicken scratch, you know, just as a notebook, which this gorgeous paper at this price should not be used that way. I know, but it is what it is. So we'll not be repurchasing this for 2024. Okay, so Leuchtturm 1917, the first thing I tried out was the A6, no, this is a lie, a B6, excuse me, plus. And they have these really cool notebooks, and you can get a couple of different, I think all, actually, of the different layouts that Leuchtturm has in these notebooks, which is pretty awesome. They're number pages at the bottom, which is what I feel like Moleskine and a lot of other notebooks are missing out on. It's like, get those numbered pages in there. Even if I'm not going to bullet journal, I just like having it as like a security blanket. Do you know what I'm saying? I might not even write anything important here to have to index later, but I want those numbered pages. I'm too lazy to do it myself. And so Leuchtturm really did that right. I didn't use this. I was planning to use it as a companion notebook if I ran out of pages in this. So this is the Leuchtturm 1917 B6 Plus monthly with notebook. And the monthly looks like this. And I wasn't a super fan. And again, because it's so bright, I'll probably have to pull this up so you can see it well. Up here, these are just too light, the days of the week. It's just wild. The rest of it, it's nice and big. It's cool. It even has these little notches here so that you can write down the page number for notes that you might have taken on the 5th in the back here. So you can just write page 14 and know that the notes for this meeting is on page 14. And that was pretty cool. That was different. You can do it in any notebook and any insert, like the insert for 2025 that I purchased, the monthly insert, you can do it like that too. You just make your own little notch and then have a companion notebook that's separate and number it and then, you know, write the number down there. That is so cool. I loved that. For just that reason, this was worth the purchase. This was, again, I think maybe $24, $19 to $24. It wasn't expensive. I love the size of a B6. A5 sometimes is just a little bit ridiculous. So I loved this, except for it took me a while to kind of get used to the monthly. We're in October of 2024 in case you're watching this in the future. And then you have all these dot grid pages in the back. I kind of wish that this came in square grid and as well as, you know, lined. But these are dot grid and they're that 5mm that I'm used to, and it still worked out really well. So for 2024, I started off using this in this cover. And so this is the Filofax Classic Croc in personal size. I de-ringed it. It does go kind of at, like it has an arch rather. And so that makes it kind of difficult to put a square directly across. So I had to cut the cover and I ended up cutting it on the top and the bottom. And I ended up putting black washi tape here so that if I ever took it out, you couldn't tell as well or as much. And then I also put black washi tape here so that when it was stuck in here, you didn't see any of this cream color. It just looked nice and black. I eventually just had to take it out. And so this past week, I've just been, you know, carrying it by itself because I wasn't using the notebook. There's something about having to unbuckle and blah, 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 that my mind was like, no, We do not, we do not compute. And I don't know why that is. I'm sure scientists out there have a reason, but I just could not get it together. So I took it out and lo and behold, I've been using this every day. So wild, I know, but I do love this cover. It's gorgeous. It has this beautiful back pocket in it. It has pockets for all my other stuff. And I just could not seem to get it together. I guess I'm a notebook girly without a cover. But anyway, I also had hopes that when I ran out of pages in the back of this, I could use this and keep them in a cover together so I wouldn't have to carry two of these separately. That didn't even end up happening because I hardly ever used this for 2024 and I've been using it mostly in October. So I still have notebook pages in here. I think I might be able to get through all of November. I'm not sure about December right now, so I might have to move into something else when December comes around. But now I'm going to wait until the end because I feel like this is, again, another planner I can get at any time, so I don't have any FOMO that it's going to disappear and I won't find one. But I'm going to wait until the end of November before I decide whether or not I'm going to purchase this again. Because right now I'm enjoying it, but it took me almost the entire year, 3/4 of the year to actually get into this and find a little groove. And this time I won't cut it because it doesn't need to be in a cover, is what I learned. And I believe that this one was 16 months. Is that true? I might be a liar. So it started in November of 2023 and it goes until, for those of you who are interested, I do have full reviews on these, to February of 2025. And then there is like 138 pages of notebook paper in the back. So this was really cool. Again, I don't know yet. This is a maybe because it is inexpensive and readily available, and I like both of those things. And the last thing I really used for 2024 is basically I'm always in a bullet journal, but I tried out the bullet journal pocket notebooks, and this is in the A6 orientation, meaning that if you open it this way, it is a full A5 page, and the page numbers are down here at the bottom. So for this whole spread, if you looked at it this way, it's page 14. So this was, I think, something like 90 pages, which is pretty awesome. But if you used it regular, which I did, because I found that A5 for dailies is just too wide for me. But it's 46 if you use the A6 orientation. And I loved these. And I think they were around 20 bucks for 3. And again, if you're using it like this, 90 pages is fantastic. So I think I will be using these because I have 2 more in 2025 and I haven't repurchased them, but this is absolutely something I would repurchase. I do believe they have these in like a gold kind of yellow color now. I'm not a fan of that color, so I don't know that I'll be getting that color, but I hope they come out with more colors. I'd love it if it was all just rose gold. That would be kind of awesome. Just putting that out there into the universe. But again, this does have the easy shapes here to allow you to divide it in half either way, and then of course into thirds. So I really, really love that. It makes me very, very happy. I highly recommend this to anyone who hasn't tried it out, and I have plenty of videos on this. It's a really cute, nice size. It doesn't need a closure. It stayed closed pretty nice in my purse. And it fits into, I don't know, and it fits into pretty much any purse, even a smaller purse if you're carrying it in the summertime and you want something light to jot notes down or anything. This is fantastic. It's a little bit bigger than a Field Notes because it's A6 size, but still teeny tiny, and I love it. Now, because I haven't made a video in all of October because I was sick, and then like not even a week later I got sick again because it's been raining, and whenever the weather changes and the temperature drops, my mind just goes crazy and my brain and my body, they just lose it. So that ended up happening. Let's just catch you up, shall we? While we're here, let's do that. Okay, I might have to zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so it took me a while to kind of get used to this monthly because I can't stand how faint this is. Even on camera, it just looks kind of wild. The pages are actually a lot more cream colored than they are coming off, I think, on camera right now. Maybe not. I don't know. But I really enjoy it. I have been doing 10-day planning, which I've talked about on my channel. And so I kind of, it's hard sometimes to see how to break down the month into thirds, but for the planning, I think I kept them in the back here. Let me see. Okay, so here was early month, and then here was my mid-month, which was a little bit busier for different reasons. And I also ended up getting sick here, which was sort of a nightmare. I started to actually get into a groove with this monthly, and I was using the Sarasa Dry. I can't remember what color this is. It's like the darker red, and it's so beautiful. I love my colored pens. I hardly ever use them, and I'm not one who's going to carry around 50 pens and use different colors for different things. So I just used this color for the month of October, and it worked out fine for me. I also took off all those labeled tabs because they were just driving me insane, and since I didn't have a cover to keep them from like snagging on things, I just took them off. I was over it. Here is the last 10 days of the month. Well, technically it's 11 because we have 31, so it's the 21st through the 31st. You can see back here for early month, I did well. This is when I was getting sick, so I was like sick. I was falling off, and that's okay. I really don't like these. I mean, they're adorable. I think they add some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, some kind of like, they look uniformed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I don't always, like when you get sick, I don't even, you know, refer to them. It's like, oh, we didn't do anything on those days. So that sticker doesn't, it's not wasted, but it also is because I didn't plan anything on that day. So I just used them in here because, again, this is what I had. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. This is what I had, but I don't like it because it gives me added pressure that I don't need. And this is just supposed to be write down what you want to try to get done for that day. And if not, you know, if you're wondering about the system over here, I have plenty of videos on this. I can just write down like here. These are all blank, and here's the 23rd and the 24th, and we're on the 25th. I can just come back up here and write the 29th or the 30th if I want to, because they didn't get done, and that's okay. But this is just basically like now a running to-do list with a different style of L-lister method here. Yeah, these numbers start to become null and void, you know what I mean? No purpose whatsoever besides to give me anxiety. So I don't think I'm going to use them in November. We'll see how it goes. And then of course this is late month and we are on the 25th. So I still have some time to do this. And I have what, 6 days left in the end of what we're calling the first month of the last quarter. Yeah. That is wild. I hope I said that right. I went through here and I started to make some headers because I like the way that looks a little better. It doesn't have to be neat, but I just like that. Again, it makes things look a little bit more uniformed and that makes my brain happy. I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish out, like I said, December or the rest of the year in here, which is okay, because one of my planners starts in December, so I might be ready to move into something else anyway. But this has been great. If you can see the difference in size of A6 to B6, this is not too much more to have to carry. And if you're talking about the A6 orientation where you flip it and it's an A5 page to B6, it's really not that much either. It's not that serious. It just depends on, I don't know, this was kind of, I thought, going to be Goldilocks. It took me a while to get into it. I do like it, but I'm still not sure I want to purchase it for 2025. This planning system is still working for me. If I change up anything, it might be the planner, but the system pretty much stays the same. Like I would still probably use these little sticky notes because I love this. And it would just go with my new monthly. I don't know if you've watched this video, so surprise. If I put that one up later, but I got the 2025 Travelers Company insert for the monthly, and I would just stick this on here. But I think honestly, you guys, I know that this sounds wild, but I'm thinking about not carrying a planner for 2025. I feel like less and less I'm carrying my planner because I do have all of this information on Google. So I just open up my Google calendar and it tells me stuff if I'm on the go. The daily stuff that I have in here is really when I'm at home, the majority of it. Some of it, it's like, hey, by the way, you need to go to the DMV, which I did. And we have 2 different ones, which is really stupid. One is like where you renew your license, and the other o's where you get your tags. And I'm like, why aren't we in the same building? And the tags one is a new building. So they could have just shoved everything in the same, it's stupid, whatever, you don't care. But this is like most of the time stuff that I need to get done at home, rather. Sorry. Where's my brain? I'm tired. These are like pages I need to read for other people because we are in critique groups together and stuff like that. That's stuff I have to do while I'm at home or at my desk. And so having this open at my desk and still planning works really well, but it's not necessarily something I need on the go with me. A lot of times if I need a list of errands that I'm going to be doing like in the bigger town or something, I write it on a separate piece of paper and take it. I don't take this. I don't refer to this. So I mean, I'm already kind of not carrying this. So what would I carry instead? I don't know. I have I have several options for writing notebooks. So like this could be a writing notebook that I keep some journaling in. I also want to start writing short fiction again. I've fallen off of that as I have learned to write novels. I swear every time I sit down to write a short fiction piece, it turns into an idea for a novel. This is more like College Rule. I love it. This is the brand. I think I picked this up sometime in like a independent bookstore. I thought, oh, this is fun, I'm going to take this. But I did find that you can get these online, especially on Amazon. Cream colored pages. I just want to carry this around in my purse instead of a planner, just because I want to write more. And I feel like when I first started planning, I had to start carrying a planner with me everywhere to do that. And so now I need to carry a notebook, so I just write short fiction everywhere I go. In 2023, as it says right here, I started using this little notebook. I don't know what the size is, but it's just like the perfect little Goldilocks size. So it's not like a standard letter size notebook. It's more expensive because you can find those like at the dollar store for like $1 or like $2 maybe. This one is probably like 3 or 4. And I hate that, but also I love the size. So I ended up getting it. And I've used it since October of 2023, and now we're in October of 2024, and I just finished it a couple of days ago. It even has like a little pocket inside here if you want to rip up stuff. I doodle in this. I have it open when I'm doing meetings with critique groups or just with writing friends, and I write down stuff that I need to ask them, or they give me a suggestion for like books or something. It all goes in here, and then whatever information I want to keep, I end up writing in like the right place later. So this is like a catch-all, and it just works so well, and it's ugly. It's not beautiful. It's not beautiful paper. It's not Japanese or, you know, Asian at all, which usually has the good stuff. These are stickers that I didn't even love, but I just put on here so that it had something, just because I wanted to use them. And I used this more and was more consistent with this notebook than I was with any other notebook or planner for 2024. And it cost me less than anything else that I purchased, which I think is wild, and I think it's important to tell you guys that because sometimes planner people don't. I have thought about getting like a bigger ring-sized one, but I don't think that's something I want to do because the size is wild. This worked perfectly for me. Again, it cost more because people suck. They're like, how do we charge them more for less? You're calling me stupid again, right? It's the whole shebang with these stupid things. This is why I don't buy the other 3.8 millimeter friction refills, because they were calling me stupid. But I love this, and it worked. And sometimes you have to pay. You have to pay for first class tickets just so that you know that you're going to get on that plane and they can't, like, you know, bump you, or because you're tall and you know that you're going to not have to sit next to a baby, because a lot of times those people don't buy first class tickets. These are awful things sometimes to say out loud, but they're real things to say out loud. Sometimes we pay for convenience, and sometimes we pay less, and we get more, which is wild. And I have been looking at those people out there that are doing wonderful things with just a composition notebook for a planner, and I took one out and I was like, nope. I'm not there yet. The size is too big. I know they have smaller composition notebooks, but I just didn't love the paper and I couldn't handle it. This again I didn't plan. Sometimes I planned in it. I can't show you anything because it's all personal stuff, but sometimes I planned in it, but just to brainstorm, it worked so well, and it was the cheapest thing that I ended up buying. So I'm just going to leave you with that. All right. So I hope that this was helpful, you guys. I don't really know. This is me trying to figure out what went wrong, what will, work out for 2025. Hopefully, I really I feel like we all kind of start strong usually, unless we get really sick at the beginning, which has happened to me before. And you already feel like you're starting behind. But for right now, I think I am going to try to just, plan when I'm at home and at my desk, because that's what I've been doing for 2024. And taking another journal or a notebook with me for writing short fiction on the go, and just try to get back into that. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.